Jamaica, Jamaica. Hello to the most beautiful people in the world. My people, my people, my people. I am Empress Golding, and I want to welcome you to this amazing event. It is my pleasure and privilege to welcome you to what? The Flow Foundation event, enabling progress through digital inclusion. Can you say it with me? Are you ready? Enabling progress through digital inclusion. And you know, I get excited when there's something new that's going to benefit all of us here in this country. Take a moment to WhatsApp a friend of yours, a family member, and tell them to join this live, because we're going to be sharing some very good news very shortly. Now, we hope that you're keeping safe and are happy that you could join us today for what will be another great moment for all Jamaicans as the Flow Foundation shares how they will be enabling progress through digital inclusion. The COVID-19 pandemic has really disrupted our way of living and also how we conduct business. Within weeks of the first confirmed case, life really changed. The new term for 2020 is social distancing, as we are encouraged to stay inside. Many businesses also suffered. As many businesses moved online, many others couldn't, and they did not know how to. And in the midst of this, many Jamaicans are being left behind. Let us take a look at what's been happening.
The COVID pandemic has proven itself a catalyst for change. It has highlighted challenges and brought into sharp focus the importance of digital learning, the challenges faced by small businesses, and their need to digitize or face being left behind. Hailed as the future of teaching, more people are learning online out of necessity. From kindergarten to universities, our education system now relies on digital learning to impart knowledge while maintaining social distancing measures. However, digital learning should not be limited to students. We must ask ourselves, does digital learning have a role to play in helping our small businesses pivot and move from striving to thriving in this pandemic? Can online learning help displaced employees to find new jobs as they seek to re-enter the job market while the pandemic rages? The public has spoken.
As an entrepreneur, my aim is to build a successful business. Therefore, I'm learning to communicate digitally with my clients. Digital literacy is an important skill to have in your personal and professional life, as it provides a new way of working, living, and learning. Digital literacy is minimal spending with maximum earnings.
It is no longer business as usual. It is business unusual. We must equip our people to take advantage of new opportunities for their personal and professional development. Let's equip small businesses to do things differently. The Flow Foundation stands ready to help. We're excited to tell you how.
Wow, that is our reality right now. Very sobering, right? And the fact is that we will now need to know how to navigate this new normal. Well, fortunately for us, the Flow Foundation has been there with us every step of the way for decades. And in this time of adversity, they will be with us. They continue to be with us. And I'm excited to be here with Flow. My people, we are all in this together. By now, you know that the Flow and the Flow Foundation is about how they can support us, especially during this time. And today, they're about enabling our progress through digital inclusion. It's time to hear from the chairman of the Flow Foundation. He's also the country manager of Flow Jamaica. My people, welcome the great Stephen Price.
Thank you, Empress. Hello, Jamaica. Good afternoon, and thank you for joining us for this special day. Over the past 16 years, the Flow Foundation has left an indelible mark across Jamaica. With over hundreds of completed and ongoing projects and multi-million-dollar investments, the Flow Foundation has positively transformed the lives of hundreds of Jamaicans across communities island-wide. From our Internet in Schools program, where over 450 primary schools across Jamaica are provided with free internet and broadband services to support initiatives such as education, health and sport, to youth and community development. The Flow Foundation continues to be a steadfast partner for progress. The Foundation continuously looks for ways to provide the most meaningful impact, and in 2019, we began the process of resetting our strategic focus. Now in 2020, the COVID-19 pandemic has been a major turning point for hundreds of thousands of Jamaicans as we adjusted to living with this new reality brought on by the consequent impact on all sectors and industries, as well as the various safety measures implemented. Now, in the space of a few months, we have all had to significantly shift much of our commerce, our education, entertainment, and other interactions into the digital space at an unprecedented pace. Believe it or not, this is the largest global digital transformation program anybody could ever have imagined to experience. This shift has further highlighted the digital divide in our country, as well as the need for increased digital literacy across our population, and the need to empower others to take advantage of the many potential income-generating opportunities in the digital space. Like many other organizations across the country, the COVID-19 pandemic has led us at the Flow Foundation to further look at what our people, right, and our country most need at this time, and how we can drive the recovery efforts. We remain committed to enabling the progress of all Jamaicans, and so today we are pleased to announce that we are investing 60 million Jamaican dollars in a pilot program focused on enabling progress through digital inclusion. Big numbers, big money, big investment for good reward. Digital literacy and empowering our micro, small, and medium enterprises are two critical drivers of enabling progress at both the individual and community levels, especially during this time. And so, the Flow Foundation, in partnership with the Cable and Wireless Charitable Foundation, will roll out a national development program in support of digital education and entrepreneurship across the country, driving more digital learning and support for MSMEs and anyone interested in starting a business of their own. Even before this pandemic, some persons faced challenges with social and economic progress. For many, the path to financial independence was already difficult for several reasons, including limited education, lack of finances, little or no skills, and so much more. The impact of this COVID-19 pandemic has compounded this many times over. And now, many of our people run the risk of being left behind in this digital economy. Nevertheless, Jamaicans remain steadfast and through creativity and persistence are fighting to push ahead, to secure progress for themselves and their families. But we must be equipped with the requisite knowledge, skills, and tools to thrive in this new normal. Our corporate social responsibility and developmental program is therefore geared at fostering inclusivity through digital training and connectivity to improve employability and entrepreneurial skills. Our program consists of two main pillars. The first is digital training, and we have partnered with some key institutions. Firstly, the Mona School of Business and Management to deliver a comprehensive digital literacy training. Through the Caribbean School of Data and its implementation partners, the Google Foundation and Roots Foundation, we'll be rolling out a Skills for the Future program, which takes Jamaicans from 0 to 100 in digital literacy. From having no knowledge at all of the online space to not only being comfortable, but being able to start a business venture online. The second partner is One-on-One Educational Services, who will help us to deliver a professional certification program to upgrade skills in various industries. We've all heard about the hundreds of thousands of Jamaicans who applied for the government's CARE program. Many of them have been made redundant and or are working reduced hours. Our partnership with One-on-One Educational Services will help these individuals to scale up their employability or venture out on their own entrepreneurial path. Under this initiative, participants will have access to over 100 courses from accredited online institutions, which will provide certificates at the end of the program. Underpinning all these initiatives is access to connectivity, which is a key enabler of progress. We know that enabling progress is not just about opportunities available to individuals, but also empowering communities. Our commitment in this space is to connect the underserved and rural communities as we help to bridge the digital divide and further support Jamaica's Vision 2030 initiative of access for all. Under Pillar 2, supporting MSMEs, the Flow Foundation will further underscore its commitment to support all Jamaicans in their drive to move forward. From grant funding for budding MSMEs and those looking to take their business to the next level, to premier business solutions guaranteed to accelerate your transformation in the digital space. The Flow Foundation will be there to not only jumpstart your business, but help you take it to the next level. We're also focusing on micro enterprises and micro entrepreneurs at the community level, and will provide grants to tailors, to the shoemaker, to the carpenter, to the hairdresser, to the shopkeeper, and many more to help them with their businesses. Later in the year, we'll also support the premier Virtual Entrepreneurship Expo, hosted by the European Union and the Jamaica Social Investment Fund, JSIF. Through our Flow Foundation, we're moving to directly impact the lives and livelihoods of ordinary Jamaicans in a more personal and meaningful way, but also to create more resilient communities by bringing them into the online space. We'll be offering Jamaicans an opportunity to improve their lives and financial status by providing support to enable them to succeed during this pandemic and beyond. By providing training, certification, funding, and access to support agencies, our Flow Foundation is giving Jamaicans an opportunity to progress and to secure a better life for themselves and their families. Over the next 12 months, scores of micro enterprises will receive funding towards expansion and digitization of their businesses. Thousands of Jamaicans will be trained and certified in a multiplicity of skilled areas that will unlock a world of progress for themselves, their families, and their communities. This is a program for persons who want to improve their knowledge of computers, digital skills, and using and navigating the internet, building a new business online, or enhancing their already established businesses, and persons who are unable to capitalize on potential economic opportunities that are internet or web-based. As the country manager for Flow Jamaica, our country's longest serving communications and entertainment provider, and the largest network in the land, I am especially proud to announce this program, $60 million in these hard times. We have executed a variety of digital education initiatives over the years, but these times call for a focused and amplified response and investments to ensure that no Jamaican is left behind and that our people feel empowered and supported as they learn to not only adapt but to thrive in these times. We're here with you, Jamaica, as we have been over many decades. We are a resilient, creative, and passionate people. And as we've done before in times of adversity, we will get through this together. Stay tuned for further details. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Stephen. We will get through this together. My people, say it with me. We will get through this together. What a fantastic program. Tailors, shopkeepers, did you hear that? Time to get digitally savvy. It's time to be certified. It's time to take ourselves to the next level so we can compete globally. And Stephen gave us all the information about this fantastic program. And it is one that is so relevant for us in these times. I think it's amazing that the Flow Foundation is thinking of those persons who are really struggling with the digital lifestyle. Hello, Daddy. You listening? Can we get my dad signed up in this program? Every minute he calls me, Empress, can you help me? How do I forward this picture? Dad, you need to sign up to this course. So many persons across Jamaica, however, can benefit from this. From grandma, like my grandfather, my father, to students, to young people, entrepreneurs, and communities. This is about empowering you to take charge of your life, and Flow will make sure you will no longer struggle in the digital world. All right, my people, this program will no doubt impact every Jamaican in a major way. Stephen mentioned some of the partners who are already on board, and they will be sharing some of their thoughts with us right here during this live broadcast. The Cable and Wireless Charitable Foundation, parent of Flow Foundation, supports its company markets in the Caribbean and Latin America. They respond with urgency and sensitivity in times of disaster to help build more resilient communities. And you heard Stephen speaking about building resilient communities. They provide funding, technology, upskilling to enable progress and build local economies. My people, let's now hear from Ruchi Kashal, Director of Cable and Wireless Charitable Foundation. They are sponsoring the pilot program. They're a sponsoring partner of the pilot program. Ruchi.
Hi there, it's Ruchi Kaushal, a director of the Cable and Wireless Charitable Foundation. The foundation was formed in 2017 as a result of the devastating impact Hurricanes Irma and Maria had on many of our markets. Since then, the foundation has been focused on enabling progress in our region and also building more resilient communities. Today, we are very excited to donate to the Flow Foundation to help launch its pilot program to enable progress throughout Jamaica. We wish the Flow Foundation and its partners luck in making this program a big success, as we are looking forward to rolling it out throughout our region. Good luck!
Thank you, thank you. Did you hear that, my people? Good luck. Let me tell you something. It's so great to have partners, and I want to thank Ruchi Kashal, Director of the Cable and Wireless Charitable Foundation, for joining us. Over 140 years they've been supporting. Now that is commitment, my people. A commitment that extends beyond lifetimes. And when you think of everything technology-based in our country, remember that it started here and continues here. So, major big up to Cable and Wireless and Flow for their commitment to Jamaica's development. Can I get some noise? We're so excited. Now, my people, the Mona School of Business and Management is a lead partner of this program. They will play a key role in bringing digital literacy through life skills and skills for the future program to Jamaicans everywhere. Dr. Maurice McNaughton is the director of the Center of Excellence and Innovation at the Mona School of Business and Management, and one of his key areas of interest is the strategic use of ICTs as an enabler of business innovation in enterprise, both small and large, as well as growth enabler for developing economies. He will now share his remarks.
Thank you very much for the introduction, Empress. Really love your work. Greetings, everyone. Let me just start by thanking the Flow Foundation for conceptualizing this initiative, appropriately tagged as enabling progress through digital inclusion. We're delighted to be able to situate our Caribbean School of Data program as one of the pillars for the Flow Skills for the Future component of the program. I think it would be fair to say, and I say it without fear of contradiction, that COVID-19 is probably as big an adversity as any of us have experienced in our lifetimes. It has forced the curtailment of traditional social and business practices and behaviors. Physical movement and interactions are severely constrained by the rules of social distancing. And the traditional physical spaces where we work, where we learn, where we play, have all of a sudden become highly restricted. So this has amplified the urgency of digital transformation at every level, in the public sector, in the private sector, in industry sectors like agriculture, tourism, and of course education. We have to be actively thinking about how to exploit digital to continue the business of these sectors. Well, let's be clear. The urgency of our responses to digital transformation is a reality that was already upon us. COVID has merely served to amplify that urgency. So there can be no illusion that we're in a digital economy where digital is rapidly becoming the dominant mode of interaction for commercial, for social, and economic activity. So the Caribbean School of Data is an initiative that was born out of the idea and research and development that ourselves at the Mona School of Business and Management and our partners across the region have been doing to understand and to develop mechanisms for how we can address digital literacy at scale. It actually grew out of a program that we had in Haiti a year and a half ago. Quite interesting program where we engaged 3 cohorts of 300 young women to equip them with digital literacy skills so that they can participate in the online world of work. And so much of the genesis of the Caribbean School of Data and the learning models and the training programs grew out of that experience. And when we speak about digital literacy, it's important to understand that we're really not just referring to the ability to use computers simply, or the ability to engage in social media. We look at digital literacy as a bundle of competencies that range from understanding information and data and how to utilize those, being able to communicate and collaborate using digital tools in the digital space, problem solving, critical thinking, content creation, as well as understanding how to be secure in the digital space and how to be a good digital citizen. So there are a range of competencies that we believe are critical to being digitally literate. And those are the kinds of competencies that went into the design of the curriculum that underpins the Caribbean School of Data program. The other thing that I would say is quite important about how we're approaching this is that we fundamentally believe that it is absolutely important not just to do training for training's sake and for people to just walk away with a skill. We believe that training is a means to an end, and hence our big mantra for the Caribbean School of Data is about increasing employability and economic opportunities for at-risk youth across the Caribbean through digital literacy and data skills. In that regard, we find the Caribbean School of Data program resonates very well with the campaign that the Flow Foundation has designed, where we're absolutely thrilled that the CSOD will be part of the component that speaks to future skills for young people. And we're delighted to be a part of this, and we're looking forward to the collaboration and the engagement with Flow, the Flow Foundation and other strategic partners, so that we can impact many of our young people over the next year through this program. So, looking forward to it, delighted to be here, and thank you for listening.
Thank you so much, Maurice. Great work being done by the Mona School of Business and Management. And together with the Flow Foundation, they're going to make sure that Jamaicans are the best future. They have the best foundation digitally, and they will be equipped to function in this new world, this digital space, right? Drop a blue heart if you agree. Our next speaker is practically synonymous with online learning. From Flow Study to the virtual classroom, the Ministry of Education launched to facilitate online learning for our children while schools were closed. Ricardo Allen, founder and CEO of One-on-One Educational Services, has been at the forefront of the online learning revolution. Now let's hear his remarks, okay? Are you ready? Let's do it, Ricardo.
Progress through digital inclusion. What an awesome topic. Empress, thank you very much for introducing me. Very happy to have been selected as a partner for this initiative. The Flow family, we've been a part of One-on-One for the past 7 years, where we've worked together to really bring learning opportunities online to so many families, not only in Jamaica, but the entire Caribbean. Over the past 3 months since COVID, we have served over 200,000 students. 100,000 of them are right here in Jamaica, keeping them in school, giving them access to digital education. And we didn't start just now. We've started this process a few years ago, and thankfully we can now use what we've done to enable progress, enable those students to stay in school. But we're going a step further. Through this partnership, we're very happy to announce that we are now catering for many students, lifelong learners, persons who are adults who are working, the security guard. We're catering to all of them by providing opportunities for them to get certified online in something, right? And I say something because whether you are a security guard, whether you work at a hospital, whether you are in some sort of bauxite or mining, we will be making courses available for you that you can access on demand at your own convenience. I'm very happy to be a part of this. The workforce in Jamaica at last calculation sits at about 1.5 million people. We have 3 million people here, 1.5 in our workforce. And let's define our workforce as those persons being above age 16, willing and able to work, and also are actively seeking jobs. 1.5 million people. 20% of that 1.5 number does not have any training beyond high school. That's a crisis. I'm very happy that what we're doing here today will go towards solving that problem. The problem where over 1.2 million people within our workforce are considered underskilled. That's problem number one. Problem number two that we're solving is not only focusing on those who are underskilled, but those persons whose jobs would have been, let's say, impacted by COVID. We're talking about people who are in contact-based industries who have had to shift from those industries to other jobs that they may not be prepared to do. We want those persons to get upskilled quickly. And while you can watch your YouTube videos and so on and catch up on things, that's great, awesome, I like that. But we also want to give you something tangible, want to give you a certificate of completion to say that you've done the work and you're now skilled to take on that new challenge in this new normal. We want to empower you, we want to enable progress in you for yourself, your family, and by extension, our society. Number three, we want to bring learning opportunities to those persons who would have otherwise not been involved in the process. We're talking about persons in remote communities who will tell you that, boy, I don't want to leave home today because the bus fare too much, or it's too far, or a town, everything there. That's where, I grew up in Trelawney, so, that's what we would say, a town, the training school there. But the point is, we want to get to those persons. We want to get them a part of the training. And so through this partnership with Flow Foundation, one-on-one and Flow again at it, we've done several great things before, but I'm just very excited about this because the impact that this will have will put our economy, or will aid in putting our economy on the right track to recovering and to combat this COVID-19 pandemic. Ladies and gentlemen, very happy to be a part of this. One-on-one believes in online education, and we want to do it effectively. Take advantage of this opportunity. Don't let it pass. Whether it is you have to go to your neighbor to use the internet or you have to use the mobile phone, take advantage of it. Because one of the best ways of social mobility that you can think of is education. And with that, you can become anything that you want. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ricardo Allen of One-on-One Educational Services. He is so inspirational. Look at that, teamwork making it the dream work. And with Flow, they are at it again, my people. It is deliberate, it is strategic, and it is for you. No matter where you live, Trelawney or Kingston, it is for each and every one of you. Not just the children, but the grandchildren. I mean, not the grandchildren. Grandchildren, yeah, I know he has something for the grandchildren. For the grandparents as well. For you and for me. Now, my people, the Flow Foundation's program to enable progress through digital inclusion, it's progress or progress, however you say it, it is progress. Will support the shared vision with the Ministry of Science, Energy and Technology of bridging the digital divide and moving closer to achieving Jamaica's Vision 2030 mandate of access for all. Let us now hear from our Minister of Science, Energy and Technology, the Honorable Favour Williams.
It's my pleasure to join the Flow Foundation in partnership with Cable and Wireless Charitable Foundation for the launch of this pilot program. I'm aware that this is a program which aims to foster an inclusive digital future through digital training and connectivity to improve employability and entrepreneurial skills. I believe that this program is timely as we create the new Jamaica, where access to the internet is a right, where no one gets left behind, and where government and businesses are fully digital. Ladies and gentlemen, as you know, the COVID-19 pandemic has single-handedly forced us into the digital space much faster than we would have thought possible. Almost everything is being hosted online, from classes to entertainment events, thus leading to an increase in demand for bandwidth, internet access, and connectivity. Now more than ever, we have seen the need to connect everyone to the internet, especially our students. Ladies and gentlemen, the future is digital, and Jamaica's advancement and progress is dependent on the use and incorporation of technology in our society. Digital skills, digital literacy, digital inclusion are integral elements of the creation of a digital society and the new Jamaica. We're instituting the necessary regulatory and institutional framework which will bridge the gaps and transition Jamaica into the digital age. We're rolling out the National Public Key Infrastructure, the PKI project, which will propel us towards becoming a truly digital society. This project will enable trusted electronic identities for people, services, and things, and make it possible to implement strong authentication, data encryption, and digital signatures based on a certifying authority. The PKI is the most trusted security framework used by governments worldwide and represents a significant development in the transformation to a digital society. At the heart of the PKI is the digital transformation of the public sector, the conduct of government to business, business to business, and government to citizen transactions. Strong and agile legislative and regulatory framework are required to support the digitization of the economy. We've made progress in this area, updating and creating new legislations, including the Cybercrimes Act, which is now subject to review, the Electronic Transactions Act 2006, which sets out the legal framework by which e-commerce is governed, facilitates electronic transactions by means of reliable electronic communication, and supports the legal recognition of electronic signatures. The Data Protection Act, which controls the way personal data is handled and gives legal rights to people in relation to the processing of their personal data. This act was passed in both houses of Parliament recently and seeks to broaden the rights of our citizens in a significantly transformed technological landscape. The Data Sharing Code, which will be a statutory code of practice governing how organizations share personal data. This code will provide better protection for individuals whose data are being shared, improve trust and confidence in government and businesses that control the personal data of individuals, and reduce the reputational risk for entities that are sharing data. Ladies and gentlemen, technology is crucial to doing business. As such, we are strengthening the institutional infrastructure required to facilitate this digital transformation. We're looking at the creation of the ICT Authority, an entity which will allow for the development of ICT capacities and infrastructure across the public service. Electronic portals for business, tax portals, online trade windows, e-wallets or payment gateways, and lastly, cybersecurity infrastructure. This will be bolstered by a cybersecurity strategy to support long-term cybersecurity and risk management, and enhanced cooperation among law enforcement and other institutions. Ladies and gentlemen, as a government, we have taken note of the needs among our people. At the heights of the COVID-19 outbreak, many of our students and teachers had difficulty accessing the internet, obtaining data services, and the requisite devices for connectivity and content delivery. We are cognizant that access to the internet and devices are crucial to the educational pursuits of our students. We do not want any of our students to be left behind as we join the digital revolution. And so we have started the distribution of tablets to our teachers. So far, we've distributed approximately 6,000 tablets to teachers under the Tablets for Teachers program. For the new school year, we will be rolling out 40,000 tablets for students in our infant and primary schools, teachers' colleges, special education schools, and state care facilities. We will continue our drive to connect unserved and underserved areas with our community access points, which are facilities through which communities can access Wi-Fi and computer facilities. So far, we have over 300 facilities, with the newest one being opened in Spicy Grove and Three Hills, St. Mary, just last week. Ladies and gentlemen, the digital future is already here. We are in a race against time to get the necessary infrastructure and capacities in place for this new era. Preparing our country for this digital future requires a whole-of-country approach and significant partnerships. I'm therefore calling on the private sector to develop a structured, time-bound plan to improve digital literacy, build capacity to increase entrepreneurial awareness and capabilities. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a huge task ahead of us, but together we can build this new Jamaica. At the ministry, we have pre-digitized 7,339 files since July 6, 2020, and we will begin digitization next week. So, in closing, my commendations once again to the Flow Foundation and Cable and Wireless Charitable Foundation for the work that you've been doing in building Jamaica's technological capacity. The work that you're doing is integral to our pursuit of a new Jamaica, a society driven and powered by technology, and where every community, every student, every business sector is connected. I wish you every success in this program, and I know that it will redound to the success of the Jamaican people. Thank you.
Thank you, Minister. Were you listening, my people? The world is digital. Our future is digital. We are building a digital society. While I listened to all the speakers, I said to myself, this is how Jamaica is going to be rich, be able to trade globally in this digital space, and we have to get ahead now. Digital skills, digital literacy, digital inclusion are integral elements of the creation of a digital society for the new Jamaica. And for a new Jamaica, we have to be ready. We have to get our skills ready. This is just another great partnership that further underscores the importance of the Flow Foundation's pilot program, where they are enabling progress through digital inclusion, and no one will be left behind. From your grandmother in a country, right, to your sister in a town, all 14 parishes. Let's get ready and let's do this together. What a powerful message and what a powerful program. I am so honored to be a part of this pilot program, because when we say digital, that's my second name. When we say progress, that's my other name. When we say Flow Foundation, I'm always here with them, and I just love what they do. So if you want to sign up, just stay tuned to all our Flow social media pages, all right? The applications will be posted there very soon. So call every single person you know to tell them to get ready for the opening of the applications. You don't want to miss out. Again, share this information with your family and friends. Now keep it to yourself. Let's get everyone online and digitally savvy. I want to thank all our speakers this afternoon. Stephen Price, Chairman of the Flow Foundation and Country Manager of Flow Jamaica. Ruchi Kashal, Director of Cable and Wireless Charitable Foundation. Dr. Maurice McNaughton, Director of the Mona School of Business Management. Ricardo Allen, passionate young man, CEO of One-on-One Educational Services, Minister of Science, Energy and Technology, the Honorable Favor Williams, to the entire production crew here today, we thank you. And to you, my people, Jamaicans everywhere, here in Jamaica and the diaspora, thank you so much for joining us. This event was brought to you by the Flow Foundation, enabling progress through digital inclusion. Tell a friend. Good afternoon and stay safe.